Hey everyone, this is Armaville78, and here is Skywarp from Transformers Bumblebee as a Cybertronian Tetrajet. I've also made a Starscream, and they're exactly the same, just straight up repaints of each other. So I will be covering the same things in this video as I did with Starscream. So you're not going to miss out if you haven't seen either. So this isn't exactly Skywarp. There's actually many generic seekers in the movie that have Skywarp's colors, though there's not an individual in the movie that is Skywarp himself, unlike Starscream, which is a one in a kind. Yeah, there are many of these guys in the movie. One of them is behind Starscream when Shockwave's like destroy the launch pad, and also the one that Bumblebee tackles off a cliff and kicks his head off. That's also a Skywarp color seeker. But I'm just going to call him Skywarp just for convenience, even though there are many of them in the movie. So Skywarp here is a heavy retool from Blitzwing. It took me a day to manage to put together a Tetrajet from Blitzwing, and I did it pretty quickly, and I decided to make a poll on Instagram and YouTube to let everyone decide what kind of seeker I should make. And to my surprise, Skywarp won on Instagram while Starscream won on YouTube, so I decided to build both. I won't be building any more Cybertron characters. I just did the Tetrajets because they're easy to do and they were in the movie, like they're alt modes. But my last Transformer from the movie will be Optimus Prime. And though I only built these two, Skywarp and Starscream, I will have the studio file for all four Seekers in the description, including a Thrust and Thundercracker, so you can just build them and make your own color combinations if you want. But be aware that these guys can be kind of expensive depending on what color parts you use, and since they have like 600 pieces, and I might make some kind of assembly guide in the future. And here is Skywarp as a Cybertronian Tetrajet. The purple definitely pops. It's been a while since I've made a Transformer that used purple, and I understand why he won the poll on Instagram. It's a very nice combo, purple and light gray, even though these aren't really accurate to his G1 self because he needs more black, but this is based on what the concept art has shown, as well as some blurry shots in the movie because it was pretty dark in that Cybertron scene. And I'm just taking him. He holds together very well. I like in the Starfighter look rather than the straight up pyramids they are in G1. You see two engines in the back. The purple, I just love the purple. It stands out. He can balance on this middle wing here with no problem, even without the wingtips touching the ground. You can stand without them, but I didn't know that until I actually tested it out physically. But I also made these supports you can fold down just for safety measures. I thought he wouldn't be able to stand without them, but they just help, and they're just kind of useless because they don't really do much. There you go, just purple everywhere. The gold cockpit, I like that, and the front nose cone was fun to make. The back here, this is the messiest part of the jet mode. These blocks here are his legs, but they're really not supposed to be there, but you can't really tell. It's an alien jet. I like the purple stripe, the little guns there, and the two thrusters in the back, and the tail fin just kind of held in place by gravity. And coming into the bottom, goes together well. The bottom, you can see it's very similar to Blitzwing because they share the same internal parts, except this middle wing right here. It's held on pretty tightly. As you can see, there's no really obvious robot parts here. And taking Skywarp for a spin, you see all the little angles and details, and it's a very cool design for the Tetrajet. And there you go. And for size comparison, I'm gonna figure we got Ravage, we got B-Movie B, we have Shatter as a jet, and movie Starscream, and we have Studio Series Starscream. And here's Skywarp with Blitzwing, and you can see the amount of differences here. It's kind of cool that it's kind of like a different silhouette because the fourth wing kind of raises Skywarp up. Though Skywarp is much shorter, that's because for Blitzwing, this part was essentially just shifted upwards to form the tail fin here. That's how I accomplished that. It's very interesting, different shapes, one Cybertronian and one Earth mode. And here's Skywarp with Starscream, and they look great together, just like the splashes of color against the light gray. It would be awesome if I had a Thundercracker, but I just didn't have the money to get the parts for Thundercracker. But yeah, this is actually accurate to the movie, because when the scene when Shockwave's like, destroy the launch pad, Starscream transforms into his jet mode, and behind him the Skywarp Seeker transforms too, so you can see these two flying together. Alright, so now onto the transformation. The Skywarp transformation, of course, is very similar to Blitzwing. It's actually a bit easier because there's less little details to worry about. And yeah, let's get started. Well, obviously this is the same transformation as Starscream because they are just repaints of each other. You rotate the thrusters in, fold them like that. And usually on Blitzwing this will help unlock the legs, but this is just like purely aesthetic. Oops. And then coming over to here, to the front, just fold this down, and that will reveal the head, and fold this panel upwards. And now we want to come on to the bottom here, and just coming here, take the cannon here, grab the ends, and kind of pry them apart. Come on. It's a little stiff. And now that with that open, this will allow you to fold the little wing halves in here. And now you can see the similarities of Blitzwing now with the like internal parts here. And come over here, fold these up for now. And now we just fold them around. Now with that out of the way, take the wings, straighten them out. And straighten them out like that. And just to keep things sturdy later on, rotate this around, and this little bit will rotate here to keep the wing in place so it doesn't rotate anywhere else. And rotate this around. As you can see, I used the ball joint piece so it could spin around and fold down for the Tetrajet mode. And then you take that, and then coming into the back, you come over here, lift this panel up, and then fold the arm forward. Same for this side, just yank them out. Now things are just gonna come together. Fold this out, just like with Blitzwing. This is pretty much the same arm. Rotate this around, fold this. You don't need to fold this section up. I actually left it outward to form that little little triangle by the thruster, that little area, pointy area. Fold this up and then fold this back around like that. Fold this down and take this and fold this and collapse all this and rotate this around like that, and then there. And for this section, you shift this outwards, fold this around. This is exactly the same thing. Just grab this, and then you fold this up, fold this around, and there, and then fold this down. There you go, and shift this in. I'm pretty sure if you wanted to, you get a pretty good Gerwalk mode out of this guy. I just don't want to try it now because it'll take a while to get around to finishing the transformation. And then coming over to here, just like with Blitzwing, you want to take these tabs out here. Just kind of untab like that, and then you can fold this out like that, and then fold this section out. As you can see, all the interior stuff, like all the stuff is coming undone. And then shift this out, and then you can pull this up with the top here. I'm going to deal with the legs first. And just fold this down like that. Just use the clearance to pull this. This is the foot, this little weird box by the middle wing, middle fin. Fold this around, fold this up, and then shift this and tab this into place. And come over here, bend this over here, fold this upwards, fold this up, and then bend this over here. And this will tab into the leg like that. And then this section will fold around, shift this to the middle, fold this, and then this section will fold like that. And then take the whole leg, rotate it around like that. And same for this side. fold this out, rotate it, fold it down, tab this into place, straighten out the heel, and then this part will come out around. Just like that. And now you can rotate this, shift this, fold this in. Now you can fold all this down, and then this will fold down, and this part will tab right into the back of the leg, and then you rotate this around. And coming into the front, look at this monstrosity. Okay, so first you want to do, you want to fold in this little tab here. And then you want to free out the legs, fold the wings back like a mutated moth. Rotate this down, those crotches facing forward, fold these back, and fold these back. Okay, now things are going to start to come together now. Take his nose cone, rotate this down, just like with Blitzwing's nose cone, but this is a little different because it's not actually a straight up cone. And coming over to here, take these sections, fold them forward. It's extra hinge, pull this forward, rotate this around, fold this forward, shift it to the middle, and shift this to the middle. And there you go, its head section's all good. And coming over to here, this section should pass right through this little gap here. Okay, and now we're gonna bring this forward. We want to make this part tab right into here, just like with Blitzwing. This part will keep everything together. Fold this even more up. Tab, there you go. And now for the arms, just gonna rock them forward on these set of small hinges. Pull this forward. And then coming into the back here, you want these two tabs to tab right into these two. You actually don't need to flip them around because they don't cause any clearance issues in jet mode, so it's simpler. You want to fold this back and fold all this up, and then just tab it into place like this and like this. And you can straighten out the arms. Now coming over to here, just fold these sections up. That's gonna come like that because I just pulled the wings all the way back, and then like this. Setting this back down, and we're gonna deal with these wings, giant wings. As you can see, this one just came all the way around, even though this thing will stop it a little bit. Take the wingtips, fold it up. Take these sections, take these, rotate this around, take the little cannons, fold them up. They're going to fit in this little crevice between here and the wings, like that. And then same for this side, take the wingtips, fold them up, and take this, fold the cannon up. And you kind of jam it in there. That was a very last minute thing. Now the wing should almost be done. Next you gotta do is deal with his thrusters here. Fold them up. On this hinge, fold this over like this. And fold this part into the crevice here. Fold this part back out. And then take his little guns and rotate these to the other side so they just fold down like in the model, and just like this. And there's the back. So Skywarp is almost done. Just one more step, which is this completely new piece which wasn't on Blitzwing. And first of all, this would actually take the place of the turbines on Blitzwing. So coming up here, you get the best view over here. You want to take this middle section, these are just a series of flaps. Take this, fold it in like that, and it's going to fit between the nose cone right there. Now this is down, take these sections and fold these in as far as they can go, kind of locking the thing in place. And last but not least, you raise these sections outwards to become his air intakes. All that's left to do is make sure Skywarp stands up. And here's Skywarp in his robot mode. And I love the purple combo with the gray and black. I always love Skywarp's colors. I kind of wanted him to win the poll, but good things him and Starscream both did. So yeah, there you go. The purple really stands out. There's like a stripe here. It's like I like the stripe on the wings. In this area here, this isn't spot on to G1 Skywarp's colors. He has a lot more black, but since the designs were based off like a single like patterning, he is mostly gray with purple. Coming into the head, it's a brand new right to Blitzwing. I wanted to make his face a little smaller. It's similar to Starscream. Starscream actually has a thicker back to make him more blocky, but that's only like a single piece swap. So I wanted to make his head a little smaller. And thanks to my friend Hero Motion 67 for that idea. And his gold chest, the little new intakes, which fit in with a Tetrajet. There isn't the fin here because the models don't have that, which makes things easier. And you can see the hips here, the black hands of course, and then his wings and air intakes coming into the bottom. He doesn't have the fake wheel toes. They're just covered up like in the model because those are kind of like earth like parts. And then coming to the back, there's a lot of reverse studs and the thrusters in the back. And spinning around so you see all the different angles and stuff. There you go. And for articulation, it is pretty much the same thing as Blitzwing because their joint layout is exactly the same. The new head actually just has the same range of articulation. Look up and down. The shoulders, of course, can move like that. It could go even farther out with this joint, which is like a upper bicep swivel. And it could fold inwards. And same with here. And the fists here, so move with the individual fingers. It's hard to see because it's black. And then the legs, you can fold this up, fold this down. It's almost a 90-degree bend. The Tetrajets have an issue with the legs being able to bend outwards like that, because with Blitzwing there's a little panel that covered this area, but with that on, some reason it wouldn't fit in Tetrajet mode, so it's kind of a weird issue. And then the legs can bend. And coming to the top, the wings are on the same ball joint system as Blitzwing. They just fold in and they can rotate up and down like that. In addition, this little area here can wiggle too for transformation. And if you are building Thrust or Thundercracker, this is a not accurate position of the wings. The ball joint allows you to rotate this downwards and fold it like that to be more accurate to their models. But for Skywarp and Starscream, they both angle upwards, which is nice. And he only has one accessory, a Seeker Blaster. I don't know if this thing has a name. It's just Blitzwing's gun in purple. I think there was a Skywarp carrying a rifle, I think, the one behind Shockwave, but I didn't feel like making an extra weapon. I just felt like just being Hasbro and just like remaking the same weapon, because it's easy to mold, I guess. Just like with Blitzwing, this kind of tabs over his arm. And it's interesting they use these little cannons instead of their null rays, which I think this is more practical than having huge cannons on your shoulders. And there you go, it looks pretty nice in this purple color scheme. Alright, now for some size comparisons. We have a minifigure, and then we have Ravage, and we have Bumblebee Movie B, and a Movie Optimus Prime, and we have a Studio Series Starscream. Ironically, I don't have a Skywarp toy. I do have a Thundercracker and a Thrust. And here is Skywarp next to Blitzwing, the parent mold. Blitzwing's head does look kind of weird next to the Seekers because it is kind of big to accommodate for the gas mask thing. And they actually are the same height because they share the same joints. Actually, Blitzwing might be taller just because of his head. But yeah, you can clearly see the similarities here, especially with the legs and chest area and arms, as opposed to their vehicle modes, which were completely different, which is the point. Yeah, so here's Starscream and Skywarp together, and they look great. Unfortunately, I can't get Thundercracker once again to get another kit to get the trio, but the colors really pop. And as you can see, it was pretty easy to repaint Starscream with a Skywarp. The red and blue turned into black and purple, so it was very simple. I'd love a big army of these guys, especially at Brick Fair, but I don't think I'm going to Brick Fair this year, unfortunately. And just for giggles, here we have my Prime Shockwave. I'm not going to make Bumblebee Shockwave, but he's a good stand-in, even though he is very short. And this is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed Skywarp here. It was pretty fun to make. I think I like recolored him from Starscream in Studio, and it took me like much faster than it actually took me to build him physically. So that was fun. Just a cool color swap. I actually prefer Skywarp over Starscream in terms of its colors. Just like the purple is really cool, like the black, and it's a nice color combo. And yeah, I unfortunately won't be building any more Seekers as much as I would want a whole army of them, or to complete the classic Seeker trio. But I do have one more Transformer in store before I start working on Bumblebee Movie Prime. And yeah, I'll reveal that pretty shortly, and I'll see you guys then.